Hello, everybody. We are here, I promise. There we are. Say hi, Alice.
Hi.
She was like, "Yeah, can I be on the podcast?" I'm like, "Sure." And then, like 3 seconds ago, she was like, I don't know. Are you nervous?
Yeah.
The entire world can see you. I'm just kidding. So, one thing that she has not been able to be quiet about is Icon of the Seas. Isn't that right? You like it?
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about that here in a little bit, but in kind of yeah, a little bit. She won't be short for words. I'm sure. But in the meantime, there have been a few kind of travel announcements um, that have been out there, and I want to address one particular thing first: the conflict that's going on in Haiti that some people may be aware of. There are cruise lines that are taking a very active, very focused look on that. And just this afternoon, some of the cruise line, or one of the cruise lines I know for sure, Royal Caribbean, announced the modification of some of their itineraries that were due to stop in Labadie, Haiti, which is one of their main ports of call there in the Caribbean. So there's that going on. If you are wanting to apply for a passport, now is a fantastic time to do that because the processing times are very much back to normal. And you got a question? I'll get you just a second. The passport processing times are very much back to normal. So if you're traveling within the next few weeks, say 4 weeks or more, you've probably still got enough time to get one in there. Especially if you do expedited processing and expedited shipping. I got mine back in a renewal back in December in about 2 weeks. Excuse me. So, you can just kind of tuck that away for when it's needed, and make sure to check those passports too. By the way, um, they're only valid for 10 years for adults, and then 5 years for minors, and make sure that you have at least 6 months of validity. Most countries, not all, but most of them require at least 6 months to travel internationally by air with the passport, or you use that as a valid ID when you're traveling. Also, if you have a passport but it's expired, I think it's at least 10, maybe even 15 years. If you still have that passport, you can actually use that to help you still get your passport renewed. That information is on the State Department official passport website. You can definitely check that out and um, get the information you're needed there. So I'm looking up a couple of little other things. Alice, was there something that you wanted to see? You were like tapping my shoulder a second ago. No? You were like,
Hello.
shit. It just wants to say hello again. You're nervous about this? Is that right?
Yeah.
Why are you nervous?
Because I am.
All right. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So, just a little bit of Disney travel news for you. If you're familiar with the National Geographic expeditions, they have their own plane, and they use it for a very high kind of level of service and getting to and from destinations pretty quickly. The private jet itineraries are returning for 2025. Also, Disney Cruise Line released, I believe, just yesterday, some updates on their new private island experience. It's really more of a private beach, Disney Lookout K at Lighthouse Point. So you can start to see release some aerial shots of some of the very, very colorful buildings and bungalows there on the beach there. So, and the last little bit of Disney news I'm going to mention is that yesterday or yes, I believe it was yesterday, they released a ticket offer. And for Florida residents, there's a special. And also, if you want to go to 3 parks or 4 parks, 3 parks being the parks less than Magic Kingdom, level park less than Magic Kingdom, but some very discounted pricing. Yes, ma'am. What's up? Okay, go ahead. So she's got to step away for a second. So we'll give her just a minute. She's got to blow her nose. I don't know about you guys, but the old Bradford pears are blooming in full force, and man, it's it's definitely affected our home. We were outside today for the first time in a while, and just played with the dogs. The kids played in the dirt, and we had s'mores outside. So I had a little fire in the fire pit, and it was just a good day. But we all had a lot of fun. So hopefully she'll be back here in just a second. But if you do have a hey Michael, good to see you. If you do have a question, please feel free to drop that in the comments. Please let us know that you're here and watching so that we can say hello to you back. Alice would love to be able to do that. Our question of the day that I am not going to put up on the screen because we are back to doing that. I don't believe I talked about it last time, but it is, what is the craziest thing that has ever happened to you on vacation? What is the craziest thing that has ever happened to you on vacation? And we got some pretty fun answers that we will get to here in a little bit because I want to ask Alice this question too. I'm really interested to see what your answer is to that question right there. Everything all right? You good?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just need to blow your nose. Hey, you're good. All right. So if y'all have any questions for Alice about her experience on Icon of the Seas, feel free to drop those in the comments. Would definitely like to field those, and I'll try to let her do that as much as she is able. So let's get into it. So the Icon of the Seas, the current largest passenger cruise ship in the world, is based out of Miami at Royal Caribbean's main cruise port there. They specialize in 7-night Caribbean itineraries. We had the chance to go on a 3-night inaugural sailing back in January, right before the Travelmation retreat. And it was a lot of fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You have fun? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm going to ask you about what your favorite part was, or parts, and maybe what your not so favorite part was here in a minute. But before we do that, I want to talk about the room that we stayed in. We were in an Infinite Ocean View balcony room. They also have Infinite Family Ocean View balcony rooms. The ones that we were in only held 4 people, but it was just the 2 of us, so it was pretty comfortable. They have a ton of storage space. So closet space, drawer space, storage space underneath the beds, the bath.
Everything's big.
Everything's big, as she says. Even the bathrooms in those staterooms were a little bit larger than normal. Instead of a traditional balcony, they have the Infinite Ocean View balcony, which is basically a window that goes all the way up to the edge of the ship, the floor to ceiling windows, and the top half of it slides down at the touch of a button. But they still have little chairs and a little side table there for you to kind of hang out. It extends the interior space of the stateroom, and also allows guests to kind of have that morning or afternoon look. Like if the sun's on you full right there in the morning, right there in the afternoon, you can still have that view, but not necessarily that heat that you're dealing with. You're still in the AC. And one question that came up that I asked the stateroom attendant while we were there, for concerned families, there is a way to actually lock out the Infinite Ocean View balcony window. If you go way back on Facebook, but it's probably easier to find on Instagram or my TikTok channel. The TikToks, as the kids say. If they say that, I'm not really sure. Do they say that? They don't say that?
No.
I thought that's what they said.
You do not.
What do you say?
I say TikTok.
You just say TikTok. Okay. All right. So she just says TikTok. Surprise. What? You're 9 years old, right? And you know what TikTok is?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to pray for you, child. But anyway, hey, Jen, good to see you. But anyway, so yeah, there's a full-on room tour, and if you look closely, you can spot Alice kind of tumbling around in the background. We were trying to keep her out of we were trying to keep her out of frame, so you're gonna have to talk a little bit louder, Alice. Evelyn is saying that she can't hear you. Can you try to talk a little bit louder? What?
Yes.
What? No. Evelyn, my other daughter, is coming here. She's got podcast jealousy. Right now. Say, Al, when you talk in the microphone, you gotta talk a little bit louder.
Okay.
All right. So hopefully you guys heard that. But so yeah, so one of the boys, I'm assuming, messed with my settings on my soundboard in here. I didn't realize it until right before we started. So yay for that. But yeah, there is a way to lock out the window controls on the stateroom kind of Infinite Ocean View window, so you don't have like kids punching it and trying to climb over or whatever. Like there's a way for you to do that. So it is very much of a sort of a safety kind of. They're very conscious and intentional as far as that goes. We got some cool gifts in the room because it was an inaugural sailing, didn't we? What's your favorite one?
The ducky. You know, I could go get
the rubber
that.
ducky. I think I've got one around here somewhere.
I could get your hat.
You don't have to get my hat.
No,
It's
no,
fine.
no,
We
I
got a ducky.
can.
Yeah, we got like all this stuff, but we're good.
No, I'll get something.
You want to go get something?
Yeah.
All right, good. She wants to go get something, so we're doing it. This is I knew this would be a little bit of a different show tonight, but anyway, the room was fantastic. It was great. The stateroom attendant was awesome. The service from beginning to end was absolutely outstanding, and I definitely recommend the ship. Was it big? Yeah, sure, absolutely. I think one of the things that could be a downside for some is the size. At the same time, it could also be an upside because they were very intentional in the way they designed it. For example, the family. I'm going to ask her about this a second ago. The family area of the ship was on the back. In the Oasis class, we would have called that the boardwalk. In the Icon class, that's on Icon of the Seas, and then also will be on Star of the Seas here pretty soon. Is the Surfside neighborhood. Do you remember when we went to Surfside, Alice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. What was your favorite part about
Oh,
Surfside?
no.
That's okay. We'll show them here in a minute. What was your favorite part about Surfside? You don't remember?
Arcade space.
Yeah, the arcade space. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I played Mario Kart.
Yeah, Mario, that was fun,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
was.
So yeah, we had a lot of fun doing that, and her brothers love to play Mario Kart, don't they? And they were a little jealous. But we had a lot of fun. They had some good food over there. They had a soft serve ice cream station. They had a little splash pool area, which we tried to go down and play in, but we really didn't get to just because it was, I think, cooler and windy outside.
Yeah.
But what was your favorite thing about the ship, Alice? I think I know. What is it, sweetheart?
Okay. Kids Club.
The Kids Club. Do you remember what it was called?
Kids Club.
Yeah.
No, I do not.
You do not remember? It was called Adventure
But
Ocean. Right.
it had like about 5 TVs and like 6 TVs, but one had like actual TV, and the 5 other ones had 5 Nintendos, and they were all connected to those 5 TVs. There were little sitting spots you could sit on, and you could race like choose who you want to be, and they played all these kinds, including there were 2 TVs taken over by Mario Kart, and then there were other ones, probably like Super Mario 3D World, and then this.
Yep.
And then some other games.
Yeah.
So, and then there was a Serena where they like played played games. There was Fireball, Gaga Ball, and some other kind
Gaga
of game.
Ball's a fun game.
It is.
We played that
It
before.
is. Fireball's kind of like dodgeball.
Yeah, it was.
And they went, what's the best game in 7 Seas?
I don't remember.
And they bounced the ball 3 times, going Fireball.
Oh yeah, that's
And
pretty
then
fun.
they would start throwing it very aggressively at people.
What do they call that area where
And
you
even
played all the
leaders
games?
played.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
Did they
One
throw
of them.
Did they throw the ball like super hard?
We were. Well, I don't know. I can't remember.
Okay, well, that's okay. What were you about to say?
I have nothing else to say.
Nothing else to say. She's done, and that's a wrap. But yeah, so she had fun. So every time I kind of let her drive the experience for the most part, because it's not often that we get a chance to kind of go off and do stuff together. We have a special thing where their mom is taking both. Well, already took her sister to Universal.
Yeah.
But it's going to be taking Alice, I think, on a cruise. Maybe, not sure which ship or
I'll do a Carnival
Carnival?
cruise or a Disney.
or Disney. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, we'll see.
Carnival or Disney.
But needless to say, the cruise bug has bitten her, and I'm pretty sure she's been ruined because her Icon of the Seas cruise was her very first cruise experience ever. And I can tell you that from the perspective of a kid, as much as I can see that, that it was an amazing time. All the kids I saw had a smile on their face, and there weren't a ton of them on board because it was more of a what we call a travel trade event. Where travel professionals were invited, but we were able to bring a +1 and there were no age restrictions on that. So
Mhm.
definitely want to have Alice come with. And we kind of made a few friends
Yeah,
along the
I
way.
made a friend it was really windy, and I made
Yeah.
a friend, and it was also the first time in a hot tub, so that was
Oh, was it?
great. Yeah, it was.
Okay.
So there were other people in the hot tub, and there was another kid in the hot tub, and it was really, really windy. The hot tub,
Yeah.
and like one of the hot tubs, the wind was hitting. That was like the spot where the wind was really hitting it. So, and then it was cold too.
Okay.
So the friend I made in there said, "You should go in the pool when you get in fully. It actually is pretty warm." And at first I didn't go in, but then she told me a second time, and then I got all the way in, and it was actually pretty nice. So
Yeah, was it?
yeah,
And we went back again, like at least
yeah,
one or
yeah,
two more times, didn't we?
yeah. The last time I think was and so yeah.
So tell them about the water slide.
Oh, that.
Yeah, let's talk about that. So they
Okay.
have. Well, let me
Okay.
let me set the scene here real quickly. So one of the cool things about Icon of Seas is they don't just have like one little like tube water slide that goes over the edge and whatever. Nothing against those, but they have 6 full on. They have like a whole water park called category 6. They have 6 water slides on the top side of the ship. In addition to like one of those wave surf simulators, and yeah, and they are pretty cool. These are fun water slides. So it's just it's so much fun. Actually, the picture that was the kind of background. Put this back up on the screen real quick. Give me just a second. So where's it go? It's not working. There we go. So this one right here, this is actually us up there in front of category 6,
Yeah.
top side. A friend of mine
Can I
took
tell
that.
you
Yeah,
how
go
I
ahead.
enjoyed it?
Yeah.
You might about to laugh a lot because what I said about how I experienced the water slide
Yeah.
was kind of funny.
Yeah. A little bit.
So here it is. So I said it was terrifyingly amazing.
It was terrifyingly amazing.
Like it was amazing and terrifying at the same time. And I was like backwards on the slide mostly the whole time, but I like tried to tilt it.
Tell them what kind of slide it was.
It was either the purple or pink slide. I don't even know if there was a purple slide.
Right.
I think it was the pink slide.
But what did you sit in? Like, were you riding on your bum, or were you like?
I was riding on my bum.
Well, we were with other people though, right? We were on a
Yeah.
raft. Yeah. So it was like a multi-person raft slide, and yeah, it was like purple or pink. There were 2 different lines that you could kind of get in and hop on and go down. And the slide paths were slightly different, but they were a lot of fun. And let me ask you this question: did you want to do another one after you got done with that?
No.
Why not?
Cause
Thank you.
I did say it was terrifying.
Yeah, that's true. Do you want to show them what you brought me a second ago?
Yeah.
What's
So I have this little rubber ducky. It has some water in it. So
yeah, because they use it for what rubber duckies were meant for.
yeah, and then I got this
Icon
of the Seas hat.
You see that? Yep.
I got this icon of the Seas hat.
Yep.
It fits good. It has metal on it.
It does. There was a little button thing on the top of it, but
Quack.
the dog I think got hold of it. So
yeah, so that was on yours.
Oh, maybe no, it's both of them. Well, I have my white one in there. Yes. No, I did not. You don't need to whisper that. People could probably hear what you just said. Baby.
Oh no.
Oh, that's okay. You're cute, so you're good. It doesn't matter. I love this kid. But I love all my kids just for clarity's sake.
Give me a second, Dad.
There, you stepping out for a sec? All right, we're good. So she's going behind the scenes. She's doing something. I'm not really sure what exactly she is doing, but all that to say is she had a really good time, and I did too. I thought the food was really good to talk about food because we like to talk about food on our shows. And I think the meals themselves were kind of typical of what you would see on a Royal Caribbean ship. So not, I mean, everything was cooked to perfection. It was cooked very well. Not well as in like well done, but well as in the flavor was decent, the consistency was good, all of it. Had key
Yeah.
lime pie that was amazing. Like that's one thing that I know I can always get on a Royal Caribbean ship.
I had
Um,
some ketchup and fries at Surfside. I spilled my first thing, so
oh, that's true. I forgot
another
about that.
worker
Yeah,
skipping me some. It was very nice.
yeah. Without skipping
And
you, they
then they
just
cleaned the
helped you
mess
right
up.
out. Yeah, they did. So
And I got
yeah,
some other kind of
yeah.
dessert
Keep that close to your face.
that I
They can hear you.
started eating and then I didn't want it anymore.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. I mean, the great thing about cruises is that you can get almost whatever you want for the most part within reason. But
Yeah.
so one thing about Alice
Yeah.
is what's special about the things that you eat?
I have to eat gluten-free stuff.
Yeah, but she does. So as far as that goes, I felt I don't know about you, but at least from my perspective, because she has to eat gluten free, I feel like they took pretty good care of her, regardless of where we ate. Now, some of the like quick service locations, like the one on Boardwalk, for instance.
What about the taco one?
Yeah, the taco one for sure. They made sure like they would bring out a chef to kind of talk to us and say, yeah, this is gluten free.
Yeah,
This is not.
the gluten-free chips were like a tortilla, so
Yeah.
Dad just ran back and got me some like normal gluten,
Uh huh.
and I was fine.
Yep.
But it does some pretty weird stuff to me.
I will say that the Windjammer Cafe, which is the buffet, looked fantastic the way it was laid out, and the food was again pretty decent. They did have a little gluten free section, but it could have been better. It could have, but in the main dining room, I think they did very well.
There were burgers.
Yeah, they let her have almost
hot dogs.
almost whatever she wanted for the most part, and if there were any glutinous, however you say the word, gluten filled ingredients, they made sure to let us know or figure out a way to modify the recipe. So, but yeah, she was well taken care of for sure. So, Alice, aside from the kids club and some of the yummy food, did you have another favorite thing that you saw or did or anything?
My favorite part in the kids club
Uh-huh.
Is probably playing Mario Kart. I made another friend there who was like 7 years old.
Uh-huh.
He was a way better player at Mario Kart than me.
Yep.
So he like on first place almost every time, and I got in like last place almost every time.
Yeah. That's
But
pretty
I
fun.
liked playing with him.
Yeah.
And I play with some other people too.
Yeah.
I went there at least like 5 times.
You went there a lot because I would ask. This was one of the things that like happened with us when we were on the ship.
And my kids club faces.
Her kids club. I would ask her, say, "Hey, Alice, what do you want to go? Do you want to go like get some ice cream or go back to the pool?" And she would look at me like this, Joe, like that. I'd be like, "Okay, you want to go to the kids club?" Even after we got home, she would make that face, and I'm like, "Alice, we're not on the ship anymore. We can't go back to the kids club. It'll be fine."
And then you go like,
do what? Yeah, and she would give me the pouty lip sort of thing. But let me ask you, this is a very important question, Alice.
Huh?
If you could go back on Icon of the Seas, would you go back again?
yes.
Why would you go back? The kids club? Is that why?
Yeah, mostly, but
Mostly.
I like the food, and when we went on Coco Cay, I like that.
Oh yeah, we gotta talk about that.
I love that too.
Uh-huh.
Cause they had burgers too, and in another restaurant they had a little pirate play going
Oh yeah,
on.
that was pretty cool to see.
And then there was a wave pool. I didn't want to get in it really, because mostly all the pools were very, very, very cold, so nobody was in them.
It was cool. It was cool and windy. Yep.
Yeah, but I was in something, right?
Yeah, we went.
Oh yeah, I went on that obstacle course pool.
Yeah, we did that.
I fell off 2 times, so I tried it 3 times.
Yeah.
The first time I went on. The second time, Dad tried to get me, but I fell down. The second time, I went all the way, and then I think I did a 4th time. I have no idea, but I think I probably failed the 4th.
Well,
time.
you made it across. I feel like at least twice.
Yeah, or
Well-
something like that. So I probably did it 4 times.
What happened when I tried to go across?
When you got on, immediately you fell off
Thunk.
into the cold water.
It was really cold. Oh my goodness! It was, like I said, it was windy. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it was.
There were also we were on the island with
Uh-huh.
the biggest water slide in America.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the tallest water slide in North America.
Yeah, it's a
Daredevil's
Caribbean
Peak.
water slide
Yep.
and it's red.
Yep, it was. Did you go down it?
No.
Well, I didn't think. I just want to make sure.
I am not big of a water slide fan.
I mean, I was with you the
of
whole
that.
time, but I don't know. You can be kind of sneaky.
Oh well.
You're funny. But yeah. So Alice had a lot of fun, and like again, the weather was kind of cool. So I feel like we didn't get the most out of that experience again because it was just a 3-night kind of shorter cruise event. The full cruises are 7 nights, and you could absolutely spend a week on that ship and feel fully entertained and busy and feel like you had enough time to have some downtime in there and not feel like you were ever bored. Yes, ma'am. She's whispering to me. We talk about Coco Cay?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, we got off the ship on Coco Cay. We went out, we
Yeah.
got our Starbucks, so that was fun. You got Starbucks.
Yeah,
every
we
day.
got I got Starbucks 3 times.
Yep. Being a 9-year-old Starbucks is a fantastic idea for those of you watching at home. But yeah, we got off the ship and walked so one of the things about Royal Caribbean's private island Perfect Day at Coco Cay is that you don't have to even with the
Yeah, Coco Cay.
yeah with the largeness of the icon of the seas, the ship can pull right up to the dock and guests can get right off. You don't have to tender. Just step basically right off the ship.
Did I tell you
yeah.
I tried to touch a chicken?
Oh yeah, so yeah, we saw some chickens on the island.
Yeah, I saw a
tried to touch
chicken, a wild chicken.
Yep.
And it was in some like in a little plant space.
Yeah,
So I stretched my arm out and tried to
and
get
it ran away from you, didn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably did.
She's pretty scary. But yeah, she had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun walking around, right?
The beach.
Oh yeah, the beach. What did we do at the beach?
I played with her a little bit and made another friend.
Oh yeah, you kind of did. Yeah,
Yeah, and then
you played with the sand a
see
lot.
here,
for a
yeah, I
while.
played with the sand a lot, and then for like I don't know 30 minutes, I was at the rocks getting wet sand and smoothing all the rocks.
Yep. Sometimes it's just about playing with the sand and smoothing.
Yeah, and I was like in the short part of the water.
Yep.
And then Dad said it was time to go in, and I'm like, no, I'm staying here.
Yeah, she wanted to. You could have stayed there. People live on the island. They
They
probably would have
do?
fed you. Yeah, there are people that live there. It's part of the Bahamas.
Oh.
People that live there full time to kind of like take care of everything. So it's not like a city like we're used to, though. But yeah, Perfect Day at Coco Cay is a fantastic experience, and it is. There are things there for adults. So when we've talked a lot about the kids stuff, but there are some adults only areas.
What?
And like private cabanas
How
where you get
dare
included
you,
food,
Island?
and there's a cool little infinity pool in that area too. I've got to visit that area the last time I was there, a year or 2 ago, something like that, and it was pretty neat. And they were always improving. They're always looking for ways to add to that space. And one thing that I would love to see, I'll talk about in a second. But Alice, what is one thing that you want to see on Perfect Day at Coco Cay? What do you think would make it better? I didn't prep her for any of these questions, by the way.
I wish I could have gone on Splash Away Bay, but the water would have been pretty cold, and I
Yeah,
didn't
it
really
was
want to
cold.
go. There were like sprinklers everywhere popping out of the ground on it.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
everywhere you go, you would get splashed with
Yep.
probably cold water.
Yep.
And there was like probably one person on there screaming.
Yeah.
That person was literally screaming,
Yeah.
not kidding. So there's that.
So if you could do something else new, if you could make up something that's not there on the island now, and be able to do it there, what would
What?
it be? If you could imagine something, use your imagination. If you could imagine something to do on that island that's not there now, that would make it better, what would you do?
Let's see here.
Do me tell them mine while we're thinking?
Yeah.
Okay. So mine, and I think this is sort of a unanimous thing because I've talked with friends about this. Mine is a lazy river. Like you add a lazy river to Perfect Date Coke, okay, it's the perfect destination. No pun intended. Well, somewhat anyway. But add a lazy river, maybe even two different ones. One that's a little bit slower, one that's a little bit faster. Cough, cough, volcano pay. Yes. What you got?
What's that pool where you like swirl around in circles?
Oh, like a whirlpool. You wanna do a
Yeah, whirlpool.
Yeah, whirlpool. We did one of those one time on a Disney
Yeah, I
vacation. didn't we?
love them.
Yeah, they just kind of go round and around in circles. That would be pretty fun. It would.
Yeah, I want to do one of those.
Cool.
Whirlpool.
Well, anything else? Anything?
Ooh.
Anything else you want to say about the cruise?
I love it,
Yeah.
and I went on a bus to get there.
Yeah, we did from the airport. That's true.
And then I went on a Delta, and then I went on another Delta.
Yep.
Plane that was a ride about 30 minutes, and it didn't have any
Screens on the back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably because it was only a 30-minute
Yeah, that's okay.
one.
So we're gonna talk.
But I kind of fell asleep on one of them, didn't I?
I think so.
I kind
I
of fell
tried to.
asleep on one of the buses, right?
You did.
I think
I
I
don't-
did.
I don't. Speaking of sleeping, I'm gonna talk about this here in a second.
Okay.
but-
no, don't tell them
no,
about
no, no.
that.
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna tell them what you.
No, you can. You
No,
can.
I don't even know what you're gonna say. What you're talking
No,
about.
like the rocking thing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Like-
Oh, yeah. So one night it was a little wavy, and it kind of like the ship sort of rocked us to sleep. It wasn't bad. Like it was tolerable. Sometimes you get in rough water, and you're fine. The ship can take that kind of stuff. We were absolutely okay. But Alice, on the podcast, we have something called the question of the day, and our question today is right here. You can see it. It says, "What is the craziest thing that has ever happened to you on vacation?"
Going on a water slide?
Going on, no, like what's crazy? Like crazy, like oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened.
The cruise.
Just the cruise itself.
Yeah.
You're just like, whoa.
Yeah, I thought it would never happen.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Hey, was your sister's watching, so we may have to whisper a little bit.
Yeah, my sister's watching.
Was she jealous at all?
I have no idea if
Yeah, I
she's
think she was a little
jealous. She probably is,
She'll
though.
probably poke her head in here and make a face at us here in a second.
Yeah, she probably will.
But
And I hope she doesn't, because that would really creep me out.
yeah, maybe a little bit. So again, our question of the day: what is the craziest thing that has ever happened to you on vacation? We're just going to run through 3 or 4 of these answers, and thank you for those of you that commented on the post. My buddy Dave Adams, that has another amazing podcast that actually goes on at the same time, is this one. He said having to sleep at the Atlanta airport. Yeah, there's Evelyn making the face at us. Dave says
Come
having to sleep at the
on.
Atlanta airport. And anybody that's ever had to spend the night at an airport, regardless of where it is, yeah, that's definitely not something's going on here. That's definitely not a fun experience. But some other people commented having to sleep on an airport floor. I had the wonderful chance and privilege to sleep on the floor of the airport in Lima, Peru once with about 20 other people. And that was a pretty crazy experience too. Let's see here. Kristen says her best friend getting bit. This is kind of funny. But met her best friend getting bit by a raccoon that kept coming into the outdoor restaurant they were in. She was feeding it bread and it got her thumb. So sorry, I had to put on dad voice real quick. Sisters being sisters. Yeah, so Chris's best friend was bit by a raccoon. Yeah, so that's fun.
What?
You ever heard of somebody
Wait,
being
tell
bit
me
by a
about the rocking that
What?
I did on the
I don't
on the
remember.
bed that I kept
What?
hitting you. Like the rocking when I was asleep.
Oh, was that when you were like knocking on the wall and I was in the bathroom taking a shower?
No, like when I was rocking too, when
Mi-
I was rocking in my sleep.
Yeah?
Remember that time?
I don't remember that.
And I kept bumping into you.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Tell
you
them
do
that
that.
story. For
Yeah, so they have the sleeping arrangements is pretty traditional for most cruise rooms. They have 2 beds that are basically twins that can be put together to make a larger one, and it was so rocking back and forth, and they're pretty plush, pretty soft, right? Very comfortable. But a couple of times she would like roll into me and wake me up in the middle of the night.
Yeah, like I would rock into Dad a few times, like rock that way, come back that way to Dad, rock that way, come back that way
You
to
did.
Dad, and bump into him.
Yeah, you did.
And I kind of kept him awake a little.
Maybe a bit.
Yeah.
So my buddy Dave says he was on his honeymoon in my other buddy Dave. So we have two different Dave or Davids on this.
Dave.
Dave. Shout out to you, Mr. Rosati. Our Travelmation friends will know who I'm talking about. I was on my honeymoon and injured my foot at the hotel. Was in the emergency room in Monte Carlo. So there you go. There are probably worse places to be in the emergency room on his honeymoon. Somebody's husband
How
did
did you
CPR. Yeah, do what? Yeah, he just had to go to the emergency room while he was on his
I
honeymoon.
never heard that.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, isn't it? Pretty crazy.
What?
Let's see here. Oh wow, yeah, there's some pretty crazy things on here. Somebody and their husband did CPR on someone while they were in Maui in Hawaii. Two guys told somebody it was a different person that they were going to kidnap somebody. This was like some crazy stuff. And y'all, as long as you're being safe, as far as that goes, you're going to be fine in making smart decisions and such. Let's see here. We were on a cruise in Greece. My husband heard someone talking and said, "I know that voice." He went over to the person and called him by name. They had never met, but worked for the same company and frequently talked on the phone. Now that's pretty hilarious. Like that's the kind of stuff that just doesn't happen. So
about the cruise.
Yeah. So we got to wrap up. We've been going like 45 minutes almost.
We have?
Yeah. We've been going a while. So we're down to 2. We were up to like 9 viewers at one point. So, but yeah, one last crazy story. And I don't know, Alice, if you know this story or not. But my dad, who
Papa.
Yeah, kiddos call him Papa.
Papa.
So Papa was in China, and he was lecturing. He's a retired physician, and he was lecturing at a university in China, and he was doing what tourists do when they go there. And he was they went to the Great Wall of China and spent some time one day there, and we're just kind of doing their thing. And my family's from the Birmingham area, which is just a stone's throw from Tuscaloosa, and most of my family are Alabama fans. My dad had on an Alabama hat. Yeah, I know. So I'm like the only one remaining in my house, even with the kids, but that's okay. So my dad had on an Alabama hat, and he was just kind of minding his own business. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he heard a big old Roll Tide. There happened to be a couple from Tuscaloosa, where the University of Alabama is located. There happened to be a couple from Tuscaloosa that was on the Great Wall of China, literally on the other side of the world. At the same time didn't know each other, were there for completely different reasons. So, like, how crazy is that in a world full of like billions of people?
Roll Tide?
Yeah, you yell Roll Tide in the Great Wall of China, like in the middle of nowhere. So
that's weird. So they just went out of the middle of nowhere when nobody was expecting it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Roll Tide.
Yeah, absolutely. So that kind of stuff does happen.
But still,
for sure. So, Jen, thank you for commenting. Sorry I didn't get back to all your comments on here, and Michael, thank you for popping in there as well. And I've had a lot of fun chatting with Alice. I hope you've had fun chatting with her. Alice, is there anything else you want to say? Because we're about to have to be done.
I love the vacation.
You love the vacations?
No, I said the vacation.
You love the trip that we were on.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. A quick teaser: we may be bringing back Travel Tips Tuesday as well, in conversations with.
Woohoo! Travel Tips Tuesday.
Well, in conversations with their mom about that, we're going to see how we can kind of make that work. So. We'll love to have both of these going. But as always, thank you so much for tuning in to our little show. And if you do have any questions about travel planning, any of the destinations, Icon of the Seas, or anything else, feel free to reach out to me at travelmationjohn.com. Again, that's Travelmation with an M, like Mickey Mouse. Travelmationjohn.com. That is my digital business card. It'll take you to all my social media channels, email, phone number, all
Yeah.
Travelmationjohn.com is my site.
John.
Travelmation.net is the main company site. But yeah, we would love to
got
be able
it.
to
Got
to serve you all, and it enables me to do amazing things like this. And this is my bread and butter. This is how I provide for my family. So thank you all for your support and for watching, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye bye. it.